Okay, well, what I've done now is I just finished masking off the design that it's gonna have. It's ready for paint. I've already sanded it down. It's ready to take on the paint, and there's basically the design. What I'm gonna paint first is I decided to go out and spend some money, actually throw the money away because it's only gonna be for a month. But I'm going to buy some red paint. I'm going to basically do the colors that I was going to do originally with automobile paint, but I'll just do it with the cheap Rust-Oleum now, and then I'll strip it off later and do it the right way. But at least this way I'll have the design already set out, so it'll be easier next time to paint it. And that's basically it. That's how I've got it masked off now. And so what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go pick up the paint and the parts for the bike, and I'll get on that today. Okay. So we'll get back to the video when I come back with all the stuff, and I'll continue. Okay, well, I just got back from picking up the parts for the bike. Here they are. I ended up having to go to 4 different places because no one place had it all. But here's what we've got. Okay, let's start out with the bottom crankset and wheels. This is a Shimano M131, I believe. Crankset, 28, 38, 48 teeth. Then I've got the Shimano HG51 cassette, 8-speed cassette, 11 to 32 teeth. Here's the bottom bracket. I couldn't get a Shimano one. This one's supposed to be as good or better. It's a VP. It's a 122.5 millimeter bottom bracket. The chain I'm using is a KMC Z72 chain. And this is, I have to rebuild my back wheel to be able to take on the 8 speeds, so I had to buy this back hub. And the brand is Assess. Can't see it. It won't focus. Well, anyway, it's Assess. Is the brand name. There we go. Okay. The gears and derailleurs are, it's all Acera M360. Here's the front derailleur, Acera M360 front derailleur. Rear derailleur, Acera M360 rear derailleur, sorry. And I got the Acera shifters. Okay, and now I'm going to put these away now and get ready to put on the first coat of red paint, which I finally did go out and I threw away about 20 bucks on a can of red paint so I could at least get the colors that I wanted before. Even though it's not going to be a permanent paint job yet, at least it'll be the colors that I wanted. So I basically, for a month, I'm going to paint it, and that'll be stripped away later when I do the final painting with the automotive paint. Okay, well that's the parts of the bike. There you go. And hopefully we'll get them on there soon. By I think in a week, if the weather isn't too bad, in a week the paint should be dry enough so that I can build the bike. Okay, so here I am. I put 2 coats on it. I'm waiting for this coat to dry. It's got about probably 80-90% coverage. As you can see, this is the red color. After I'm done with this, I'll have to let it dry till tomorrow at least, and then I can take off the masking tape and start with the second color, which would be the the white. But anyway, that's the color it's gonna come out. It's cherry red and white. I'm painting it inside of my little gardening shack here because there's some wind and it's really hot out today, and there's a lot of dust and stuff flying around. So hopefully this way it'll reduce the amount of time I have to spend on sanding and buffing. And that's it. That's it for this part. I'll see if I'll film it again tomorrow when I put the white coat on it. And then I will have to let it dry for at least a week before we can put the decals on it, and then spray it over with the clear coat, and then probably another week after that, and I'll be able to ride it. Oh, that's that. Okay, what I've done here is this is the back wheel, and I've taken it apart because I have to change the hub over to a modern new hub. This old one is a pinion type screw. As you can see, it screws on. Here's the pinion, and this is a one piece, and it all screws on there. And so I've taken that apart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the tire. I've also decided I'm going to change that orange color to black. So I'm going to take off the tire in the inner tube, and I'm going to mask it around the brake line area where the brake line touches. And then I'm just going to, because I'm not going to be using this hub anymore, I'm just going to spray paint the whole thing with the spokes and everything, and do that all black and leave it all black so it matches the colors of the new bike. And we'll get going with that right now. Here's the as I said before, here's the new hub, the SS hub that it goes on. See, it has a cassette where this cassette, it actually it's all, if you look at it, it's all in pieces. You see, it's not an entire body, so that you can actually change the gearing on this one as you like. And that's the hub that's made for it. These old style hubs they just don't work anymore. They don't use them anymore. I found it a lot better to use the cassettes, because, as I said, you can reconfigure the gearing to what you like. So if you're going to be climbing a lot of high mountains, you'll probably want a higher number of teeth up there. And if you're going to be going downhill a lot, then you probably want to switch it off to a lower number of teeth so you can go faster. So we'll get going with that, and then I'll show you when that's done. Okay, to end up this video, here's the wheel, painted the back wheel. After this one dries up, I'll do the front one. But I just spray painted it all black, and then I have to take off the masking on the side. And the wheel is done. Alrighty, and then let's take a look real quick at the frame, see how that's doing. And here's the frame. Don't know if you can see it. With the reds on it, the 3 layers of red on it, and then I have to remove all the masking and start doing the white. So that's it. That's the color there in the sun. I guess maybe here you see it better from looking out. There you go. That's the color. That's the red. That's a cherry red. Okie doke. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll do the rest, unmask it all, and remask the red and paint the white parts of the bike. So hasta mañana.